This is a presentation of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Tonight, the East Chicago Central Cardinals battle the Lake Central Indians on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to another presentation of high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network tonight on 90.5 The Key and worldwide on the internet at regionsports.com. We're coming to you tonight from Lake Central High School as the Chicagoland in Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers present the number 8 Lake Central Indians taking on the number 1 EC Central Cardinals. My name is Brandon Alexander. I'm going to have the play-by-play for tonight's game. Joining me breaking things down by my side tonight is Tom Branken. Good evening, Tom.
How you doing?
Very well, very well. Looking forward to this one. We're going to have an abbreviated misprint pregame show this evening. They are actually getting ready to sing our nation's anthem here in Lake Central, and we're going to keep it right here for that as we welcome you into the Misprint pregame show, and that is, of course, brought to you by our friends at Misprint. They're in Munster and Hammond. They deliver high-quality signs and printing, have been doing so for 26 years. Their website is IndianaPrintingCompany.com, and now the national anthem. A beautiful rendition of our nation's anthem. Over here at Lake Central High School in St. John, Indiana this evening, we should have a good one, Tom. Number 8 Lake Central hosting number 1 East Chicago Central this evening. Going to run down our sponsors for tonight's broadcast. Region Sports Network coverage of high school basketball on 90.5 FM and WRTW and on regionsports.com is underwritten by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers. They are the MVP of MPGs, the Kroll Company, your insurance superheroes, Berry Brothers, a tradition of quality and service since 1946, McShane's, business products and solutions since 1921, the Lake County agents of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Christensen Chevrolet in Highland, driving the American dream, Misprint in Munster and Hammond for custom print, design, and signs, Blue 82 in St. John, food, friends, and fun, Morris Baseball and Softball Center, providing elite instruction, Randall K. Miss Accounting Group, putting the numbers to work, the Concussion Clinics at Community Hospital in Munster and St. Mary Medical Center in Hobart, Jack's Warehouse, great entertainment for the whole family, Crown Point Junior Bulldogs Youth Football, they're Northwest Indiana's largest youth football league, Triple Crown Baseball and Softball Academy, where the All-Stars train, and by the Town Club Restaurant, Steak and Seafood, for 65 years. Brandon Alexander, Tom Branken with you tonight here on 90.5 The Key and the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Looking forward to this one tonight, Tom.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the matchup of the point guards. You've got Hiram Edwards with East Chicago against Joe Bannister for Lake Central. Two of the quickest point guards in the region for sure. Both can handle the ball, both can shoot it, and both really make their teams go.
Well, we're going to take a look at tonight's Christensen Chevrolet keys to the game. Those are, of course, underwritten by Christensen Chevrolet. They are the all-new Chevrolet Superstore located on Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. What would you say the keys for Lake Central tonight are?
For Lake Central, the first key would be to limit their turnovers. Hiram Edwards really disruptive with point guards, and I think Lake Central's really got to look to play inside out tonight. Use their size in the post and get their shooters to spot up and get those kickouts. When they get kickouts playing inside out, they shoot a really high percentage from three-point range.
You know, we were speaking speaking about it off the air a little bit before the broadcast about East Chicago Central. Really depends on Edwards and Jermaine Jefferson to handle all their scoring and do everything for them, or Damian Jefferson, I should say. And, Lake Central is going to really have to contain them on the defensive side of the ball tonight. How about for East Chicago Central? What keeps their winning ways going tonight?
It's their defensive pressure. Defensive pressure for them is key. They get a lot of runouts for it. They like to push the action.
Full court press.
Yeah, they're going to full court press, and they're just going to get after it and try to get scores in transition.
Lake Central, East Chicago Central about to get underway over here at Lake Central High School here on 90.5 WRTW The Key and streaming worldwide on the internet at regionsports.com. Let us know you're listening tonight. Send us an email, fanmail at regionsports.com. We'll give you a shout out during the broadcast. Tip is up and controlled by East Chicago Central, tipped over to Hiram Edwards, who will bring it across half court for the first possession. Edwards dribbles right, working on Joe Bannister. Top of the key, now inside for Damian Jefferson. Jefferson makes a move, makes a spin, picks up a dribble, pops a little jumper, no good, off the front of the rim, gets his own rebound as Jefferson, put back no good, rebound Joe Bannister brings it up for the Indians. Bannister takes his time, top of the key, guarded by Edwards. Should be a good matchup we're looking forward to tonight. Bannister left side, out to Austin Atkins, getting the start tonight for Lake Central. Skylar Smith back to Bannister on the right wing. Atkins looking for a top of the key, feeds inside to Ian Martin. Martin back outside to Atkins, dribbles baseline, good defense by the Cardinals. Smith, now Bannister, pops a three, left side, no good. Rebound jumbled and controlled by East Chicago Central. Brought down by Jermaine Cousinard, and Jermaine will bring it across half court. Now it's Jefferson on the right side. Austin Atkins getting the start tonight. The size advantage. Guarding Damian Jefferson. Jefferson now with it, a little hook under the basket. It's good. First points of the game, 2-0 East Chicago Central.
Austin Atkins is in the lineup really to guard Damian Jefferson. He's one of the best athletes on Lake Central's team if you talk to their coaches.
Yeah, usually we'd see Gage Ray getting the start for the Indians, but Atkins with about a 3-inch height advantage over Ray, making the adjustment tonight to try to contend against the D1 recruit Damian Jefferson. Indians now with the ball. It was Bannister on the right elbow and contended by a Cardinal defender. It'll be a jump ball, possession arrow going to the Indians to start the game. Just underway here from Lake Central, 6:21 left to go in the first. Go ahead, Tom.
And early we're seeing Lake Central want to look inside, which I think they need to, just to control some tempo and keep East Chicago out of transition.
Atkins on the inbounds, gets it over to Skylar Smith. Now it's Bannister, top of the key. Guarded by Edwards, back out to Diak in the backcourt. Diak 6'5", playing both sides of the floor tonight. Inside Bannister, nice feed from Skylar Smith underneath. Bannister lays it up and in, 2-2 game.
Yeah, it was a nice pass by Skylar Smith. He got double teamed and was able to get rid of it, find Joe Bannister on the left block.
So now it's Kayshawn Lewis for East Chicago Central. Finds Jermaine Cousinard, who finds Damian Jefferson, who pops a long three from the right side. That's no good. And the rebound controlled by Diak. Up the floor quickly for the Indians is Bannister. With the top of the key, contended by Hiram Edwards. Edwards is a long 6'1", long arms, makes him tough on the defensive side. Now it's Austin Atkins, checks the three. Now to Ian Martin. Bannister picks up his dribble, drives the lane right side, lost it out of bounds, but it'll be tipped by East Chicago. Go back to the Indians.
Lake Central had a mismatch in there. Diak had about 6 inches on somebody in the post, and they weren't able to find him.
Bannister with the inbounds on the baseline, finds Diak. Working on Damian Jefferson. Diak with a nice dribble drive baseline. And a whistle on the floor. And a foul on the play. Looks like it'll go against Jefferson.
That was a nice take by the big guy from the right, almost from the arc on the right corner, and got all the way to the paint on Damian Jefferson, forcing the foul.
The Chicago Central is notorious for finding themselves with a lot of fouls early on in the games, especially against teams that can work the perimeter and put together long offensive possessions.
Yeah, there's an unnecessary turnover on the out-of-bounds play by Lake Central.
So now controlled by the Cardinals, it is Jefferson on the left baseline. Jefferson drives the baseline, working on Austin Atkins, and Jefferson stepped out of bounds. Another turnover for the Cardinals, go to the Indians.
We're 3 minutes into this game, and Hiram Edwards hasn't attempted a shot yet.
Hiram Edwards was scoreless in the first half against Crown Point on Saturday. He was 0 for 6 from the field, and then came out in the second half, scored 7 consecutive, ended up with 19 on the night.
Looking for Smith off the double team.
Yep,
shuffled his feet.
Yep, Skylar Smith with the travel, got the feed from Ian Martin. And Smith got a little anxious on the ball, and another turnover for Lake Central. Cardinal basketball, 4:41 here to go in the first, just a 2-2 ball game.
See if Hiram Edwards looks to get involved this possession.
The Chicago Central tonight wearing their red traveling unis with the white trim. Lake Central in traditional whites with the blue diamonds down the side. Hiram Edwards dribble drive right side, was looking on the no look to Damian Jefferson, was a little wide, and third consecutive turnover on a possession for the Cardinals. It'll be Lake Central basketball.
Yeah, Coach Brown was thinking the same thing. They ran high screen for Hiram Edwards, and when he went to dish it off to Damian Jefferson, Damian was cutting high, and it was a turnover in the corner.
Bannister now across midcourt, finds Atkins now to Smith, back to Bannister right wing. Bannister working on Jermaine Cousinard now. So Cousinard rotates off of Edwards to handle Bannister. Now inside it's Frank Diak looking for some space, and he dishes it back outside to Bannister, who will reset. Bannister now to Diak, top of the key, finds Smith, left side. Edwards now guarding Smith. Smith now with the double team. Kicks it back out to Diak. Lake Central needs to be patient and put together good possessions. Diak with the drive. Finds some space on the dribble fake. No good, and a travel. I thought so too. Dragged that left foot.
Yeah, it just didn't look right, did it?
It did not. If we saw it, well, you guys in stripes are usually going to see it too.
So we're halfway through the first, and it's 2-2.
Low scoring game here from Lake Central, and if that trend continues, you have to think that would bode well for the Blue Indians this evening. Hiram Edwards now with it, works on the double team. Finds Charlie Cleveland, who pops a little 17-foot jumper, no good. And recovered by Bannister. He'll keep it himself. Dishes underneath for Ian Martin, who can't find the basket underneath the rim. And on the recovery, it was Damian Jefferson trying to get a hold of it. He lost it and turned it back over. Should have had a hold of that one, but it'll be Indians basketball.
Yeah, if you're Coach Mlazik, you're happy with the pass. You're unhappy you didn't score there. That was a great chance for a layup, and they just missed it.
So Bannister will take it underneath the rim and trying to find Austin Atkins to the right side. And Atkins can't get a hold of the ball. And that'll be out of bounds to the Cardinals. So back and forth we go with the turnovers. 2-2, 3:24 left to go here in the first quarter from LC. Edwards gets it across half court with a free pass. Finds Keyshawn Lewis, drives, jump shot, no good. And Diak on the rebound. Looks like it went off the fingertips of Hiram Edwards, who was going for it as well. And it'll be Indian basketball, who's got the court to go. Looks like Edwards will put a little pressure on Bannister on the inbounds. And some substitutions will come in. Keyshawn Lewis will have a seat as Jamar Adams checks in for Chicago Central. Edwards giving Bannister a rough time getting the ball in bounds. Joe does get it from Diak, and Edwards will back off as Joe will take it across midcourt. Diak, top of the key, left side Atkins. Now for Skylar Smith. He loves the three. He'll have a tough time with Damian Jefferson on him and man-to-man defense that the Cardinals are running. A little floater by Austin Atkins from 14 feet on the feed from Smith is good. So Lake Central with their first lead of the night, now 4-2. 2:40 left to go here in the first.
Austin Atkins showing some of the athleticism we talked about with the floater in the paint.
So underneath it was Cleveland looking for the basket, couldn't find it, recovered by Hiram Edwards with a nice athletic move underneath, averting some Lake Central defenders. Lays it up and in does Edwards, 4-4.
That was good defense by Lake Central there. They forced Damian Jefferson to take a fadeaway 12-footer on the baseline. They just didn't control the rebound.
Bannister now running the point for the Indians. Finds Ian Martin in the backcourt, who finds Diak underneath. Diak with the spin move in the bank. Finds the twine. 6-4 Lake Central. First points of the night for Frank.
That's a great little drop step for Diak off the right block, using the glass, old school.
Nice crowd here at Lake Central for a Tuesday night basketball game with two of the top teams in the region. Now for the Cardinals, it's Edwards. Trying to set the screen is Cleveland. Charlie now gets it. Jefferson baseline, three ball. No good inside of the rim. Rebound Bannister. Getting up in the air for that one did Joe. Underneath feed for Atkins, rejected by Damian Jefferson. Now with the feed for Charlie Cleveland. On the transition game in the break, Cleveland lays it up and in. 6-6 game now. 90 seconds to go here in the first quarter. First points of the night for Cleveland. Other side now, Bannister for Smith. 3 ball, Skylar Smith. Off the backboard and in. First points of the night for Skylar. 9-6, Lake Central with the lead now. Other side, it's Edwards. Pops the 3 from the top of the key. That's no good. Rebound Indians. Bannister jumbles the dribble, recovers it near the baseline on his own end. Skylar Smith thought about the 3 again, then he saw Hiron Edwards and reconsidered. Bannister holds onto it. 45 seconds left to go here in the first. Joe's going to take his time. Joe working on Damian Jefferson, who's giving Bannister some space. Now it's Ian Martin. Top of the key, working on Cleveland. Back to Bannister. Right side. Bannister picks up the dribble. 30 seconds to go here in the first. 9-6 game, Lake Central with the lead. Skylar Smith.
Yeah, they're going to hold for one shot now.
Sure. 20 seconds to go here in the first. It's Atkins now with it. Lake Central just rotating, trying to find their play. Ian Martin looking for it. Now to Diak. 10 seconds to go here in the first. Diak looking for Bannister. Good defense by Charlie Cleveland. Diak now for Skylar Smith. 3 seconds. Smith, long throw! Nothing but net and the foul! Skylar Smith from the right side with a rainbow tray. Sinks it. And will go to the line for the and one.
That'll be the second foul on Damian Jefferson also.
Just what the doctor ordered for Lake Central here. 0.9 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Skylar Smith was nearly out of bounds on the 3 and just drained it. Drew the foul from Jefferson.
Lake Central
Smith will go to the line, try to extend their lead to 7.
They spent so much time trying to get the ball to Joe Bannister, I thought they were running out of time.
Free throw for Smith is good. And the Cardinals will have less than a second to get it inbounds.
Skylar Smith is in the gym. He's in range.
7 points here in the first for Skylar Smith. Long shot put up by Jermaine Cousinard, and that's no good. Into 1 here at Lake Central. 13-6, Indians with the lead on the heels of Skylar Smith. We'll take a timeout and have the second for you right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Your local Chicagoland and Northwest Illinois Chevy are proud contributing members of the community here in Northwest Illinois. Your local Chevy dealers also pride themselves on working to help you find a local of your choice at a Chevy dealer near you. Our website is ChevyDriveChicago.com. Once again, that's ChevyDriveChicago.com. We look forward to serving you. Chevy runs deep. Crowell Companies, our customers are more than just numbers on a ledger or anonymous people who sign up online. Our customers are the families we see at the ball fields, the grocery store, and all around the community. That's because for nearly 50 years, the Crowell Companies have been part of the community right here in Northwest Indiana, offering personalized custom services that only a local company can provide. For home, auto, and business insurance, it's the Crowell Companies, 923-2131, and online at crowellinsurance.com. The Crowell Companies, home of the insurance superheroes.
Welcome back to another presentation of high school basketball here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key and regionsports.com. Start of the second quarter here from Lake Central. Cardinals with the basketball and a long tray put up by Jermaine Cousinard from the baseline is good. First points of the night for Jermaine. Cuts the lead to 4, 13-9 ball game. Blue Indians with the lead. In the game now for Lake Central is Gage Ray. Kicks it out top of the key for Sean Griffin, also in the game now for Lake Central. Now it's Austin Atkins to Griffin. A lot of subs for both teams. Gage Ray, 3. Right side, no good. Rebound, East Chicago Central. And it'll be called the jump ball. Possession arrow going back to Lake Central. Some more substitutions. Skylar Smith will come back in for the Indians, and Madison Hawkins checks in for East Chicago Central. We'll see his first minutes of the night. Just underway here in the second quarter. 13-9 Lake Central. Inbounds play for the Indians goes to Smith. Now to Ray near midcourt to Griffin. Griffin working on Jamar Adams from the Cardinals. Finds Diak in the backcourt. Now to Ray. Guarded by Hiron Edwards, which some would say is a mismatch. Gage Ray picks up the dribble, left hand, left side, left elbow. Can't find anything and stepped out of bounds. Ray stepped out near the East Chicago Central bench and turned it over to the Cardinals.
Yeah, we just got some stats. That first quarter, East Chicago was 3 for 11 from the field for 27%. Really struggling finding good shots right now.
Yeah, they spaced the points out too. Cleveland, Cousinard, Edwards, and Jefferson all contributing baskets. Cousinard with a 3, the rest with a field goal. 13-9 Lake Central. 6:30 left to go here in the first half. Underneath looking for Madison Hawkins. Hawkins couldn't get a handle on it. And a scrum for the ball. And it'll be a foul on the floor.
Yeah, Lake Central there tried to change the pace. They went to a 2-3 zone, and that slows East Chicago down a little bit. Hiron Edwards goes to the wing, and they just didn't get the ball to his side of the floor.
Foul's going to go against Ryan Beretta, the 6'4 junior, seeing minutes here in the second quarter, his first foul.
They're staying in the 2-3 zone, Lake Central is. See what East Chicago does against this.
So Cousinard inbounds it right in front of the Lake Central student section, who are looking very colorful tonight in their Hawaiian shirts. Top of the key now for Jamar Adams for the Cardinals. Now to Hiron Edwards. Back to Lewis. Baseline. Now Edwards, top of the key. Guarded by Griffin. 3 ball, left side, put up by Jermaine Cousinard is no good. And the rebound by Sean Griffin for the Indians. Griffin will keep it himself. Kicks it out Skylar Smith. Baseline 3 for Smith. Nothing but net. He's got a stroke tonight. 10 points for Skylar. Other side, it's Hiron Edwards with the shot, but there'll be a foul before it on the play. Foul will go against Sean Griffin. That's his first. How about Skylar Smith so far tonight, Tom?
Yeah, when he can just catch and shoot, not have to put the ball on the floor, he's deadly. Especially when he's coming off those curl screens. When he can curl a screen and get back to his left shoulder, he's really good.
2 for 3 from the perimeter tonight for Skylar. 3 ball put up now by Kayshawn Lewis is good from the baseline.
Did you call glass on that? I think that caught the corner of the backboard, yeah.
He had an angle. It went in for Kayshawn, cuts the lead to 4, 16-12 now Lake Central. 5:36 to go here in the second.
You know, one of the keys for these teams is going to be to stay out of long runs. You got to be able to stop the other team's run. Lake Central really got the lead when Skylar Smith hit the 2 threes at the end of the first quarter.
And that last one at the end of the first was just, that was huge. 0.9 seconds left. Smith popped it from about 29 feet, sunk it with the and one. Edwards has a problem getting underneath the basket, driving the lane. Was contested by 3 Indians, and they will call another jump ball. This one will go back to Chicago Central. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by Randall K. Miss Accounting Group in Cherville. When it comes to business, let Randall K. Miss Accounting put the numbers to work. Their phone number is 219-864-8541. They are online at rkmissgroup.com.
Lake Central's cycled through their substitutions. They're back to having all 5 starters on the floor, so they've gone back to man-to-man defense. They've gotten out of the 2-3 zone.
So it'll be an inbounds play for the Cardinals. Underneath with it is Jermaine Cousinard. Finds Madison Hawkins under the rim. Hawkins can't get a handle on it again. A floater put back by Jamar Adams on the recovery is good. First points of the night for Jamar. Nice heads-up play there by him. 2-point lead now for the Indians, 16-14. With it now for Lake Central is Martin to Atkins. Atkins turned it over, finding Smith. Edwards with it. Lays it up on the break right side. Easy breezy for Hiron Edwards. All of a sudden it's a tie game, 16-16, 4:54 to go here in the second.
Yeah, this is a 7-0 run for East Chicago right here coming out of the quarter.
And they have a tendency to do that. They have some scores and they are fast and they can take advantage of any mistakes very quickly. Joe Bannister with a nice spin move in the lane. The layup to the right side is in, gives Lake Central the lead once again, 18-16 now. 4 points in the night for Joe. With it now for the Cardinals is Edwards. Was looking to feed to the right side for Lewis and drew the foul.
That spin move by Joe Bannister, he's got as tight and quick of a spin move as anybody, definitely in the area that I've seen it. He doesn't take much space to make the move, so he can split people as he's spinning. That's hard to do.
He can handle the rock. He is silky smooth going to the basket. He's been showing that all season. Off the foul from Skylar Smith, his first was the Cardinals, and a turnover on the Cardinals. It was Madison Hawkins with the foul under the basket. That's his first. And we'll go back to the Indians. Inbounding is Diak for Bannister, who will take it across half court.
If you're Lake Central here, you want to get a little bit of a run with Damian Jefferson on the bench with 2 fouls.
Just over 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Underneath is Diak. Now outside to Skylar Smith. You know he's looking for. Bannister now top of the key, guarded by Adams. Looking for Smith, almost overshot him. Smith with another long three. Mercy, Skylar Smith is feeling it tonight. 28 feet on the three-pointer for Smith.
That was just inside the volleyball line. East Chicago got caught in a switch and had their center guarding him. And before he went down to screen, he stayed out wide so that they couldn't switch back, and he got the shot.
21-16 Indians now with the lead. It's Edwards for the Cardinals. Looking for space underneath. Cross-court pass. 3-ball put up by Keyshawn Lewis off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound Ian Martin for the Indians. Gives it to Bannister. He'll look to push. Bannister dribbles between the legs, drives the lane, turns it over. It's Jermaine Cousinard. Finds Lewis on the break. Lewis lays it up and into the left side. Transition game working tonight for the Cardinals. Cuts the lead now to three. 21-18. Indians with it.
See if they run something here. Lake Central should run something to get Skylar Smith another look.
5 points in the night for Keyshawn Lewis. With it now for the Indians is Skylar Smith, top of the key. Finds Atkins right side. Atkins dribbles left, working on Edwards. Back now Smith, baseline 3 again for Skylar off the rim. And the rebound brought down by the Cardinals and Cousinard. Cousinard will bring it up himself on the far baseline, looking for Hawkins underneath. And the pass was a little wide. It'll go out of bounds. Another turnover for the Cardinals to Lake Central. Subs coming in for both teams. Austin Atkins will have a seat for Lake Central as Gage Ray checks back in.
East Chicago's going to a diamond and 1 full court press.
And it's worth noting that Damian Jefferson has been on the bench for most of the second quarter. 2.5 to go here from Lake Central. 2-point jumper put up by Ian Martin. Off the inbounds is good. Nice stroke there by Ian from outside. 23-18 Lake Central with the lead now. It's Keyshawn Lewis right side for Jamar Adams, top of the key. Working on Skylar Smith. Smith, press defense. Now to Cousinard. Cousinard gets it underneath for Hiron Edwards. Spin moves, jump shot, good.
It's nice to have a point guard that go down in the post and be effective like that.
It's tough to defend that. Hiron Edwards has got a great move underneath the basket. And he knows how to find space. Bannister dribble drive now for Ian Martin. Back out to Smith. Looks like Smith was thinking about it from about 33 feet this time. And picked up his dribble, drove to the hoop, and drew the foul. No shot on the foul. And the foul will go against Cousinard. That's his first on the night.
That was a nice play by Skylar Smith. He's just hit, so he got three threes tonight so far. 1, 2, 3 of them, 4 of them. He's already hit 4. He knows they're going to run at him.
Yep.
They ran at him. He was able to put it on the deck and get to the paint and draw the foul.
13 on the night for Skylar Smith. 23 for Lake Central to East Chicago Central's 20. With 1:44 to go. A turnover on the inbounds. Another break for the Cardinals, and it's Keyshawn Lewis laying it in.
Coach Malaznik can't be happy with that. That's the 3rd turnover inbounding the ball into their own basket.
And it's led to 10 easy points for the Cardinals tonight. In that transition game, Bannister near half court with the ball. Dribbles left, Skylar Smith wide open, baseline 3, nothing but net. 5 threes on the night for Skylar Smith, 16 points. 26-22 Indians, other side. It's Jermaine Cousinard quickly with the layup to the left side. And a 2-point game with a minute to go here in the first half. Seems like that 2-2 ball game was a long time ago, Tom.
Sure does. All of a sudden there's more transition. The turnovers lead to that transition too.
Skylar Smith now with it for the Indians, finds Bannister left side, guarded by Adams. Bannister drives baseline, jump shot, no good, air ball. Rebound, Cousinard finds Jamar Adams on the break. Was looking for the shot and drew the foul. Foul's going to go against Ray. That'll be his first.
Yeah, I don't know if the coaches called it or if Hiram Edwards called it, but that last possession, he guarded Skylar Smith. I don't know if he came down and said he wanted him to try to stop this run, but he was on him, and Skylar Smith's tugging on his shorts a little bit. He's been really working hard to get open. Well,
there has certainly been a shift in momentum. This game was 2-2 halfway through the first quarter, and all of a sudden, 11 minutes and 17 seconds later, it is 26-25 after the first free throw made by Jamar Adams. 43.8 left to go here in the first half, and a one-point game. Adams takes his time, spins it in his hands, lets it fire, and it's good. Tie game at 26. 41.5 to go here in the first half. Bannister getting a little press from Jamar Adams as he takes it across half court. Now for Skylar Smith. And if you're Skylar Smith, you feel like you can shoot it from the bleachers right now. It's Gage Ray now with the top of the key, guarded by Lewis. Now for Bannister, will take his time. 20 seconds left to go here in the half. Adams.
Looks like he's waiting for a high screen here. He's wanting Darter to come up, set a high screen. They got the switch.
Screen is set by Darter. Darter now with it, gives it to Bannister. Bannister's going to drive left, lays it up with the right hand. Great move by Bannister. Gets the bucket. 4 seconds now for the Cardinals. 3 ball put up by Charlie Cleveland. No good. Gets his own rebound and can't find the basket. What a second quarter we just saw here from Lake Central. Teams will go into the locker room with the home team with the lead. 28-26 Lake Central after the first half. We got a good one, folks. Don't go anywhere. Tom Branken and I will break down all the action from the first half and let you know what to look forward to in the second. You're listening to high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Blue 82, located in St. John just across from Lake Central High School, is where big screen sports, mouth-watering food, live music, and good times are all on the same team. Featuring food prepared from scratch with top-quality ingredients, Blue 82 provides a fun and relaxed atmosphere for groups big and small. Blue 82 is open for quick lunches, outstanding dinners, and late-night snacks. To see all that Blue 82 has to offer, including their menu, the website is www.blue82.net.
Hey, it's Tara for Christensen Chevy. Christensen Chevrolet is a local family-owned and operated Chevrolet dealership celebrating over 60 years in the community, serving all of Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. If you stop in, you can see why families and businesses have put their trust in us for generations. At Christensen, we have an enormous inventory of new Chevys with all of your favorite models in stock, ready for immediate delivery, because that's the Christensen way. We're Christensen Chevrolet, proud sponsor of our great local high school athletic programs on Indy Boulevard in Highland, or visit ChristensenChevy.com.
Misprint can help your team's identification with team banners, trading cards, personalized team posters, stickers, decals, and fundraising ideas too. Misprint has 2 locations, 8244 Calumet Avenue in Munster and in Hammond at 6931 Calumet Avenue. Both locations open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and in Munster, Saturdays till noon. Online, it's misprintusa.com. Misprint in Munster and Hammond for custom print, designs, and signs.
Jack's Warehouse, Northwest Indiana's newest indoor family fun center, is proud to sponsor sports on the Region Sports Network. Jack's Warehouse has fun activities for all ages, including go-karts, bumper cars, SkyTrail, laser tag, and an arcade. Jack's even has glow-in-the-dark mini golf. Located next to Omni on Route 41 in Schererville, Jack's has 6 party rooms available for events and parties. For more information, the website is jakswarehouse.com, and the phone number is 322-JAKS.
Morris Baseball and Softball Center, a new baseball and softball development program in Northwest Indiana, provides instruction for aspiring athletes. The staff at Morris Baseball and Softball Center has over 95 years of combined professional experience, and they provide instruction which includes game-tested methods used by major league teams. Located inside Omni 41 in Schererville, Morris Baseball and Softball provides disciplined, well-organized practices and places players at highly competitive opportunities to achieve success. For more information on Morris Baseball and Softball, the phone number is 227-5250, and the website is morrisbaseballcenter.com.
Green 18! Green 18!
The Region Sports Network is proud to be the exclusive media partner of the Crown Point Junior Bulldog Youth Football League. The Junior Bulldogs are Northwest Indiana's largest independent youth football league, serving over 500 players and their families from 22 Northwest Indiana communities. For more information on the Crown Point Junior Bulldogs Youth Football League, the website is cpjrbulldogs.com. That's cpjrbulldogs.com.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
Welcome back to another Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers presentation of high school basketball here on the Region Sports Network. Coming to you tonight on 90.5 FM, WRTW, The Key, and around the world on the internet at regionsports.com. My name is Brandon Alexander alongside Tom Brankins. We're at halftime over at Lake Central High School in St. John, Indiana tonight, and we got a good one, folks. 28-26. Lake Central with the lead over the number 1 ranked East Chicago Central Cardinals. And Tom, it was an interesting first half. There's a lot to say. Go ahead and start somewhere.
Yeah, let's talk about points first. For Lake Central, Skylar Smith is putting on a show. He's 5 for 6
really
from three-point range. The big one at the end of the first quarter, I thought gave him a little bit of a spark to extend their lead. He's got 16. Joe Bannister's got 6. Ian Martin, Frank Diock, and Austin Atkins all have 2 apiece for the 28. And for East Chicago, you're not seeing Damian Jefferson on the score sheet. He's got 2 points only. And Hiron's got 8. Hiron Edwards has 8. Keyshawn Lewis has 7. Jermaine Cousinard has 5. And Jamar Adams has 4 for their 26. But really what happened in that second quarter was 4 more turnovers by Lake Central. All 4 resulted in points for East Chicago.
Right.
And so it ended up East Chicago with a 20-15 quarter. Mm-hmm. So if you're Coach Brown, you're happy with the pace now.
Yeah.
At the start of the game, it was 2-2 halfway through the first quarter. Lake Central was dominating the pace of the game and playing at their pace. And some of that, too, is by Skylar Smith hitting threes early in possessions. Now the game starts speeding up. So you got to be careful if you're Lake Central. The turnovers turning into transition buckets for East Chicago.
Yeah.
If you're East Chicago, you're happy where you're at right now. You sat Damian Jefferson that whole second quarter.
Well, if you would tell me that in the first half there would be 3 total free throws between the two teams and that it was 2-2 after 4 minutes into the game, I would give you odds that East Chicago Central was dominating this ball game just based on what I know about both teams. But in fact, it's Lake Central in the locker room right now with a 2-point lead. They had a 7-point lead after the first. But how have they been able to really get the scoring opportunities off this fast pace of the game against a team that is really faster than them? Well,
they did a great job of finding Skylar Smith.
Yeah.
I made the comment at the end of the quarter there. He was holding his shorts at a free throw while East Chicago. But I was watching him off the ball. He was working really hard, coming off double screens. And Lake Central does a great job with their big guys of setting screens and looking for shooters. So once he got hot, I don't think he stopped running around down here. So that was a track meet for him. It was just fun to watch and see if they can do that in the start of the third quarter here, because now you got to be careful of East Chicago making runs. They're notorious for that early third quarter run.
Well, and this is a pivotal game for the Indians. They come into tonight's game at 12-6, and they're looking at 2 conference games that are going to play a big determining factor in where they finish in the DAC standings. They see Michigan City at MC, and then they host Crown Point 10 days from now on the 20th, and then they'll wound up the season with South Bend Adams with Free Chicago Central. They're looking for their 14th win of the season tonight, and Lowell, Hammond, Knoll, Bowman Academy, South Bend, Washington, and they round up the regular season. So some could say that this is probably their most formidable opponent that they'll see for the rest of the regular season. And they just look, this is the 3rd time I've seen the Cardinals this year, and they seem a little off tonight. Now, it didn't help that Damian Jefferson spent most of the second quarter on the bench, but there's something that's off about the flow of their offense tonight.
Yeah, I thought early they might have been out of the flow just because of what Lake Central was doing offensively, too. They spent a lot of time playing defense in that first quarter. which then slows you down. And then when you get to the other end, sometimes kids want to get a quick shot and they want to score and they want to move the pace.
Yeah.
And so credit a lot of that to what Lake Central did. The other big thing here, you talk about the schedule, this is 2 sectional opponents. So it's a good measuring stick for both teams to see where they're at with a couple weeks to go before sectionals.
Well, if you just look at the season numbers, East Chicago Central averaging just over 76 points a game on the season to Lake Central's 59. And with the pace of the game right now, it certainly looks to be in favor of the Blue Indians here in front of their home crowd. A nice crowd out tonight for some Tuesday night hoops here in the region. For up to the second scores, news, giveaways, and a whole lot more, make sure and like the Region Sports Network on Facebook, on facebook.com/Region Sports, and by all means, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Region Sports, for video not only from current Region Sporting events, but also classic games going back several decades. That's youtube.com/Region Sports. We're going to take another time out here at halftime. The teams are out of the locker rooms and are back on the floor, warming up, taking some shots. We got a good one, folks. Don't go anywhere. 28-26, Lake Central. We're going to be back with the second half right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois. Tonight's game is being underwritten by your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agents in Lake County. Different drivers require different kinds of car insurance. Coverage from house to house isn't always the same, and life policies vary too. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Lake County is proud to in part underwrite high school sports on 90.5 FM WRTW The Key. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Lake County. Your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers are proud to be contributing members of the community here in Northwest Indiana. Your local Chevy dealers also pride themselves on their commitment to help you find a vehicle of your choice at a Chevy dealer near you. Our website is ChevyDriveChicago.com. Once again, that's ChevyDriveChicago.com. We look forward to serving you. Chevy runs deep. High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
And you are listening to Prep Basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers tonight on 90.5 FM, WRTW The Key, and around the world on the internet at regionsports.com. Visit ChevyDriveChicago.com. That's Chevrolet. They are number one and the MVP of MPGs. Brandon Alexander, Tom Branken over in St. John, Indiana tonight at Lake Central High School. And we have a good one for you, just underway, getting underway here in the second half. 28-26, Lake Central with the 2-point advantage over the number one ranked East Chicago Central Cardinals. With it now for the Indians to start the second half was Austin Atkins. Atkins turned it over to Charlie Cleveland for the Cardinals, and it was tipped out of bounds on the recovery, and it will be Cardinal basketball. Getting in bounds for the Cardinals is Jefferson. Jermaine Cousinard brings it across half court, finds Hiron Edwards. Edwards lobs it underneath for Damian Jefferson, who banks it in and one. Ian Martin was trying to draw the charge, but couldn't set those feet. So Jefferson draws the foul and will go to the line for the and one.
Yeah, it's not the start you want if you're Coach Mlazic. He ran a great set to start the quarter, had a slip for a layup. They turned it over instead. Come down to the other end, possible three-point play for Damian Jefferson. Damian,
the junior, D1 recruit, just 2 points on the night so far. Spent a lot of time on the bench with 2 fouls in the second quarter. Gets the second half started right. He missed the free throw, couldn't complete the and one. And it was out of bounds on the rebound attempt by the Cardinals. And it'll be Diak trying to get it in for Lake Central. And it looks like the Cardinals will put on a little bit of a press here in the second half. And the tip up on the feed. And a turnover for Lake Central, recovered by Cousinard for EC. 3-ball baseline, Hiron Edwards can't find it. Rebound Damian Jefferson, and the putback is good from the right side for Damian.
That's where he's most dangerous, is on the boards. He gets so many points off offensive rebounds.
He can get up for those rebounds, and he is quick on the putback. Getting across half court now as Bannister feeds underneath for Ian Martin. bobbles it, kicks it out to Austin Atkins. Now for Diak, backcourt. Diak drives right side with a little scoop shot, couldn't get it to go. And a foul on the play. Looks like Diak will go to the line for 2.
This full court pressure is speeding Lake Central up. You can see it. That was almost like hot potato there.
Yep.
Once they broke the pressure, there were 3 or 4 passes inside the paint. And that's speeding them up.
So the foul on Cleveland, that's his first. First free throw up for Diak is good. Just 3 points in the night for Frank, the 6'5 junior. Been an inside presence for Lake Central all season long. Second free throw by Diak. Nothing but net. 4 points now for Frank, 30-30. 6:50 left to go here in the third. With it for the Cardinals, bringing it across half is Edwards. Finds Jefferson, left side. Top of the key for Cleveland. Left side for Cousinard. Now it's Edwards. Dribble drive from the top of the key. Underneath feed for Cleveland. Can't get it to go. Rebound Lake Central. Bringing it up quickly is Bannister. Bannister keeps it himself. Left side. Scoop. Good. And the foul. Bannister takes it himself to the left side. Showing off that ball handling with a little scoop shot in the foul. Takes the lead back out to 2. We'll try to complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, Joe Bannister made a difficult move look pretty easy there. Went up on the opposite side, almost a reverse layup on the left side with his right hand.
8 points in the night for Joe. Gives his Indians the lead once again. And he does complete the 3-point play. Free throw is good, so 9 in the night for Joe. And it's 33-30. Quickly for the Cardinals, it was Keyshawn Lewis looking for Charlie Cleveland underneath the basket. But a nice heads-up play there by Ian Martin, getting the tip, knocking it out of bounds, and it'll be out of bounds in the corner. Far side here from Tom and I for the Cardinals. Cardinals moving right to left on your radio dial. Turn it over on the inbounds for Joe Bannister. A lackadaisical effort for Hiram Edwards off the turnover allows Bannister to go to the effort underneath to the left side, lays it up, and gives Lake Central a 5-point lead, 35-30. On the recovery, it will be a foul against Bannister as he was working on Hiram Edwards. So first foul of the night for Bannister, and EC will get it out of bounds.
Lake Central's gone back to the 2-3 zone just to slow things down here. It's a great call by Coach Malosnik.
It's Edwards for Lewis. Now to Cousinard on the right elbow. Cousinard dribbles himself underneath for Damian Jefferson, who had some space. And with the soft jam, Jefferson slams it home. 35-32 now, Indians with the lead.
Damian Jefferson's making up for sitting in the second quarter. He's got all 6 in the third quarter here for East Chicago.
8 on the night for Damian. Other seed now, it's Ian Martin in the paint. Looking for the shot, but he drew the foul and will go back to the line. Foul will go against Cleveland. That's his second. Well, that was his third, I believe. I think it was his third. So it'll be 3 on Cleveland, 3 already in the half for the Cardinals. 35-32, Indians with the lead. Martin's first free throw is good. Kissed the front of the rim, got it to go. 3 points in the night for Ian. And now a 4-point advantage for the Indians.
See if Lake Central comes back with that 2-2-1 3-quarter pressure here.
Nice stroke on the second free throw for Ian. Nothing but net, 37-32. Indians regain their 5-point lead. Other side quickly, Hiram Edwards pops a 14-foot jumper, and good. Nice stroke there by Hiram, the 6'1 senior, 8 points in the night for him now. 37-34, 5:15 left to go here in the third quarter. Getting it across is Bannister, and Bannister picked up the elbow, and actually they're going to call the foul against Edwards. What's the call there, Tom?
Just legal hands. I think he got away with a hand, or he had a hand check there. It's fun to watch those two bring it up against each other, isn't it?
A couple of fast players, and Edwards and Bannister going at it tonight. On the inbounds, Bannister does get it, working on Edwards.
They both do a great job protecting the ball.
Bannister now for Skylar Smith, trying to stay hot. Smith with 16 in the first half. Underneath feed for Frank Diak, can't get the layup to go. And the rebound brought down strong by Damian Jefferson, who will bring it across himself and keep it. Drives right side, and Damian will draw the foul. Damian was looking for the wide drive outside the paint. Foul's going to go against Austin Atkins. That's his first. And they'll call it before the shot. It'll be out of bounds for the Cardinals. 3-point game underway here in the second half, 37-40 LC. Off the inbounds, it is Jefferson. Nice spin move, Damien. Can't get the first attempt to go, but gets the putback. Using that length advantage over most of Lake Central. Gets above the rim and gets a go back. 37-36, Indians now with it. Other side, baseline, 3-ball. Austin Atkins can't get it to go. Bobbles off the fingertips of Diak, recovered by Edwards for the Cardinals. Edwards keeps it himself, drives the paint. Had 3 white shirts on him underneath the basket. Lake Central doing a good job of getting back in transition on defense. And that foul will go against Diak before the shot.
If you haven't had a chance to see Damian Jefferson, his ability to go up a second time, most guys are still coming down from the first one. He took that shot last time, fouled his own rebound, and he was the only one that was still in the air to go get it. He's just a quick jumper, and he's so long.
Jefferson getting looked at by many D1 schools across this country. He's just a junior, but we'll be seeing him in big-time action here in a couple of years. Underneath the basket is Keyshawn Lewis. Can't get it to go, but Lewis gets his own rebound and finds the putback. Gives the Cardinals the lead back now at 38-37. That's 11 points in the night for Keyshawn, having a good night. With it now for the Indians as Smith hands it off to Diak, now finds Bannister top of the key. Bannister back to Smith, 3-ball. Skylar Smith left side, no good. On the rebound attempt, it was Cousinard and Martin looking for it. And the foul is going to go against Cousinard.
We're seeing a lot more fouls this third quarter than we did in the whole first half.
We absolutely did. Slower moving second half. But that's not saying much as the first half went by very, very quickly. 38-37, Cardinals with it off the inbounds. Bannister pops the 3 from the left side. That's no good. And rebound went off White. It will go to the Cardinals.
That was a tough shot on the inbounds by Joe Bannister. He threw it to the corner and then got the handoff. Not sure his feet were set when he let that 3-pointer go.
So 3:35 left to go here in the third. Both teams committing their fair share of fouls. East Chicago Central with 5 and Lake Central with 4. It was Damian Jefferson underneath looking for the basket, and he drew another foul. That's going to go against Gage Ray.
East Chicago did a great job recognizing the size difference. Gage Ray trying to guard Damian Jefferson there.
So both teams with 5 team fouls here in the second half. Or were they in the first half? So it'll be a timeout by LC. That's our first timeout of the game, as neither team used one in the first half, which would attribute to the first half going by very quickly. And we will keep it right here and let you know that Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and the Peak Performers return for another season on the Region Sports Network and RegionSports.com. That's underwritten by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Check for the Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Peak Performers every week on RegionSports.com. That's underwritten by Lake County Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agencies. Hey, they got offices in Crown Point, Highland, Hobart, Lowell, and Cherville.
Yeah, we had a total of 8 fouls in that first half.
Okay.
And we've got 10 here in 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. So certainly a different pace to the game. What do you attribute that to?
I think both teams just going harder.
Yeah.
Some of these are on offensive rebounds. Guys are crashing.
Yeah.
And the refs have done a great job, I think, with all the athleticism on the court, just controlling the game so far. Here comes full court pressure again by East Chicago.
We haven't seen much of that. Didn't see really any of it in the first half. And we've seen some glimpses here in the second. But now with 3 men in the backcourt, the Cardinals will apply the press. Bannister does get it across half court, and he's just guarded softly by Jamar Adams, who will let Joe dribble it across half court. Bannister now with it in front of Tom and I on the right side for the Indians, moving left to right on your radio dial here in the second half. Bannister now for Ray, top of the key. Bounce pass inside for Martin, who finds Ray again. Ray will dribble right side, puts up a floater to the right side and gets it to go.
That was a really nice play by Ray. Just using a little soft kiss off the glass, off the right block. Kind of an in-between shot.
First points of the night for Gage. And with it for the Cardinals is Adams. Adams bounce pass left side for Cousinard. Kicks it back to Adams, now for Edwards on the left wing, guarded by Bannister. Inside for Damian Jefferson, stops, pops, jumper, 15 feet, good. Not much you can do to defend that.
No, he didn't even look like he was in a shooting position and hits the 14-footer.
8 points in the quarter for Jefferson, 10 of the night, 40-39. Cardinals regain the lead. Bringing it up the court for Bannister. And we'll draw the foul. Foul's going to go against Adams.
I really like that the officials are calling that hand check. It's a rule change this year. It's not just a point of emphasis, and I've seen a lot of games in the region where that's not getting called. And it changes the game if you could reroute the point guards.
6-team foul on the half for the Cardinals. Working on a 1-point lead. It's Indian basketball. Gage Ray near half court, guarded by Cousinard. Left side now Bannister. Bannister drives baseline on Keyshawn Lewis. Can't get it to go. Fighting 3 red shirts for the ball, and Cousinard comes down with it. Jermaine will bring it up himself. Flanked by Jefferson and Adams. Cousinard hands it off to Adams, top of the key, now finds Cousinard left side, who gives it back to Adams, who will give it back to Cousinard, and now back to Adams. So pitch and catch here, now it's Edwards on the double team, left wing. Martin backs up, Bannister, now Edwards pops the 3, top of the key. Couldn't get it to go, rebound Damian Jefferson off the bounce. Jefferson looking for the shot from near the free throw line, and a little discussion by the officials. 2 different calls on the floor, and they'll come to a conclusion here. And the foul is going to go against Diak. So 16 foul for Lake Central. It'll be out of bounds underneath for the Cardinals.
That's a tough call on Diak. I thought he had position there. Damian Jefferson has had a couple possessions where he bounces into the defenders, and that time I thought he was set. One official had a charge and one had a block, and the block won.
So Ryan Beretta checks back in for the Indians as Frank Diak will have a seat with 2 fouls. 3 ball off the inbounds for Hiron Edwards from the right wing is no good. And Sean Griffin looking for the rebound, outmatched underneath by Jermaine Cousinard. And it will go out of bounds, and the officials say it was last touched by the Cardinals. And it'll go to the Indians. Getting it for Lake Central is Griffin. Cousinard applying a light press. Griffin gets it across half court. Griffin dribbles with the right hand, feeds it to Bannister, top of the key. Bannister looking for the drive to the left, and another whistle on the court. And foul will go against Jamar Adams. That's his second.
And we're already in the bonus here with 1:18 left in the third quarter. Both teams will be shooting free throws from here on out.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network coverage of high school basketball here on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW Crown Point, WRTK Paxton, Illinois, and streaming worldwide on the internet at regionsports.com. Joe Bannister to the line for 2, or for a 1-and-1 now, I should say, in the bonus. He makes the first. Takes the game back to 40 all. Teams just exchanging baskets for the most part here in the third quarter. 40-40. 78 seconds left to go here in the third. Bannister with the second of a 1-and-1. Gets it to sink off the back of the rim. So 11 on the night for Joe. Gives his Indians a 1-point lead at 41-40. 70 seconds to go here in the third. With it for the Cardinals now is Adams. Right wing now for Edwards. Underneath for Damian Jefferson. Picks up the dribble. Puts up the shot. No shot on the play. And they're going to call the foul. Looks like going against Adams. No, that will go against Bannister. He pointed at Adams, but Bannister was behind him.
East Chicago against this 2-3 zone is using Hiron Edwards on the right wing, and they're starting Damian Jefferson on the left block. He's flashing up to the right elbow, and Lake Central hasn't figured out that's where he's getting it yet. There's 3 times now he's caught it there and been able to make a move. This time he was fouled. The other times he scored. So they've got to be able to shut down that high post.
Both teams will spend the last 9 minutes of regulation in the bonus as Damian Jefferson shoots the first of a 1-and-1 and sinks it. So 11 points on the night now for Damian, 9 in the quarter as he reties the ball game at 41. Second of the 1-and-1, nothing but net for Jefferson. Takes him to 10 in the quarter, 42-41 Cardinals. Bringing it up for the Indians is Bannister. Bannister keeps it himself, left side, underneath feed for Beretta. And Beretta underneath will draw the foul. And that will go against That will go against Adams, actually. Third foul of the night for Adams, as now Cardinals finding themselves in a bit of a pickle with fouls. Adams with 3, and he joins Cleveland with 3. Ryan Beretta shooting 2, and the first one is good. That's his first point of the night. Ties the game once again at 42 now. 52.9 to go in the third.
Beretta did a great job just even catching that pass from Joe Bannister. That was a bullet pass through traffic. Did a great job catching it and getting it to the rim, getting fouled.
Second shot for Beretta. Planks off the back of the rim, no good. And rebound brought down by the long arms of Damian Jefferson. Bringing it up the floor for the Cardinals with 45 to go here in the third is Edwards. Edwards hands it off to Lewis on the right side, working on Skylar Smith. Bounce pass inside for Jefferson. Jefferson looking for the shot on the baseline, and it was tipped out of bounds by Diak. So it'll go to the Cardinals, 34.2 to go here in the third. 42 all. We got a good one here from Lake Central tonight, folks. Jefferson gets the inbound, jump shot, fadeaway.
That is such a tough shot. Little step in, step back, 12-footer with that length. I don't think anyone's getting a piece of that.
And that fadeaway looks like something extraordinary for a high school junior. 44-42 Cardinals with it. 13 seconds to go here in the third. With it for the Indians is Sean Griffin. Griffin for Beretta. Skylar Smith fires the 3 from the right elbow. Nothing but net for Skylar Smith. We were waiting for that the whole quarter. Gives the Indians the lead once again. 45-44 Lake Central to end the third. We got a good one, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the fourth right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Concussions occur when trauma to the head or spine temporarily interferes with brain function. Seeking medical care as soon as possible is important in making a full recovery and reduces the risk of developing long-term problems. The concussion clinics at Community Hospital in Munster and St. Mary Medical Center in Hobart have a team of medical professionals experienced in evaluating and treating concussions. If you have a head or neck injury, don't wait. Head to the experts. For a head injury on the field, the court, or the ice, the phone number of the concussion clinics is 219-836-4461.
McShane's Total Graphic Solutions puts your company name and logo on just about anything. We offer a full line of custom marketing products and services like custom imprinted mugs, pens, and magnets, quality employee apparel, with custom imprinting and embroidery, executive gifts, customer appreciation and gifts, and so much more. McShane staff can help you select the right items to help you achieve excellent results. McShane's 1-800-837-1400 or online at mcshanes.com. High school basketball on the Key 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
And this is prep basketball here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers on 90.5 FM WRTW and around the world on regionsports.com. Visit ChevyDriveChicago.com. They are the MVP of MPGs. Underway here in the fourth quarter. It was a dribble drive for Hiron Edwards. Was fouled on the play and finds himself at the line for 2 to start the fourth quarter. Was 45-44, sinks the first, now a tie ball game at 45 as the teams have just exchanged baskets here for about the last 6 or 7 minutes of play. Edwards sinks the second, so 10 on the night for Hiron. 46-45 Cardinals. Tom Brink and Brandon Alexander joining you from Lake Central tonight here on the Region Sports Network. Skylar Smith with a baseline 3, other side for the Indians, no good. Rebound, Frank Diak kicks it out to Austin Atkins. Now to Bannister. Bannister working on Edwards, top of the key. Drives that shoulder, finds space, picks up the dribble. Left side Bannister now for Smith. Gets a handle on it. Back to Bannister. 46-45 Cardinals with the 1-point advantage. Bannister, dribble drive left side, lost it, turned it over Edwards. Now it's for Damian Jefferson, and Jefferson overshot the basket, and he was fouled by Skylar Smith. I don't think Skylar had to do that. because Jefferson overstepped the rim by about a foot, you would say, right?
Yeah, Skyler probably just wasn't sure where he was on the floor. All he knew was Damian Jefferson was going in.
It happens so quick when he's running down the floor.
It's easy for us to say it from here.
Well, I mean, I'm going to call it easy. It's not always easy.
You know, Damian Jefferson had 14 in that third quarter. Really get the Cardinals going.
First free throw for Jefferson went off the front of the rim, and the second was good. So 47-45 advantage now for the Cardinals. Just under 7 to go here in the game. Austin Atkins taking it all the way down for the Indians. Can't find the basket. And the rebound brought down by Jermaine Couisnard. Transition game for the Cardinals. 3-ball left wing. Edwards, no good. Edwards with the penetration. Gets his own rebound, but lost it as he was coming down to the floor, and it went out of bounds on Edwards.
Hiram Edwards is so quick. He took that three in transition, popped up, took the three, and as it was coming off the rim, he was the first guy inside the paint to go up and touch it.
Edwards joins his teammate Jefferson as a legitimate Division I recruit here in the region, and Edwards is the senior of the two, so we look forward to seeing him on a grander stage next fall. With it on the inbounds is Martin for Diak. Cardinals applying a bit more pressure in the backcourt here in the fourth quarter. 6.5 to go in the ball game. 47-45 visitors. With it for the Indians is Bannister. Right side for Diak. Spin move by Frank. Nice move. Puts up the shot. Can't get it to go. And they'll call a foul on the play. It'll go against Jamar Adams.
That was a really nice spin move.
Oh, okay. They're going to call it on Lewis. I could have swore he was pointing on Adams there. Went against Lewis, so that's a fortuitous bounce there for the Cardinals, because that would have been 4 for Adams. But it'll just be the first on Lewis. So at the line for the Indians is Diak, sinks the first. 9 team fouls for both teams, each one away from being in the double bonus. So a quiet night for Frank Diak, just 5 points on the evening, with the second free throw up and good.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but Lake Central's shooting the ball really well from the free throw line. They were 8 of 9 coming into this quarter, and he hits 2 more there.
Bringing it up the floor in a tie ball game is Hiram Edwards. Edwards keeps it himself, 14-foot jumper, sinks it. Gets the bounce on the rim. 49-47 Cardinals.
Full court
12
pressure
on the night
again,
for Edwards.
too. Every time they score, it allows them to set up the full court pressure, which then changes the pace of the game.
Bannister keeps it left side, dribbles down the lane, and nothing but net. Lays it up off the glass. Piece of cake for Bannister. Looks like the Cardinals just gave him the lane. 49-49 now. With it for the Cardinals is Edwards. Right side Lewis. Lewis drives baseline, looking for Jefferson underneath. And another whistle on the floor. Foul will go against Lake Central. And it'll be to the line for 2 shots. Keyshawn Lewis. Foul's going to go against Martin. That's his second. So for the Indians, we got Ray, Bannister, Martin, and Diak all with 2. First free throw for Lewis. Wide left.
A little strong left, too.
Ball game remains tied at 49. 5:39 left to go in regulation. Second free throw for Keyshawn Lewis.
And that one looks smooth as silk there.
So 10 of the night for Lewis. 50-49 Cardinals. 5:30 left to go. With it for the Indians is Diak for Atkins to Martin underneath for Diak. Nice ball movement by the Indians. Diak lays it into the right side. Regains the lead for his Indians, 51-50.
See if they look for Jefferson here, Jefferson and Edwards combo. I mean, we wouldn't be surprised to see that, would we?
Well, the Cardinals will depend on their studs to carry them in games like this. With it is Jefferson now top of the key working on Atkins. Now Couisnard drives the lane and draws the foul. Did Jermaine. So the foul will go against Skylar Smith. who rotated on defense to apply the double team to Cousinard. Looks like he got his left hand in there, and Cousinard will be at the line now for 2, as Lake Central on that foul is in the double bonus. First free throw for Jermaine is in.
I actually thought he might have traveled there before the foul. He got in the paint and kind of shuffled a little bit, a little off balance, I think.
There were some fans in blue tops over there on the other side of the gym that agreed with you, Tom.
Yeah, imagine that, right?
Yeah, second free throw for Jermaine is in. Gives his Cardinals the lead once again at 52-51. Back and forth basketball here from the gym at Lake Central High School as the students trying to rally their team to a W here at home against the number one ranked team in the area. Frank Diak with a nice move in the paint. Lays it up from the right side. 53-52 Lake Central.
That was against Damian Jefferson, one-on-one from the right elbow. That's a strong move by Diak.
Three ball put up other side for Jermaine Cousinard. No good from the baseline, and recovered by Keyshawn Lewis.
Your Lake Central's in this 2-3 now. It's tough to box out sometimes, especially long rebounds when you're playing a 2-3 defense.
Edwards on the left wing working on Ray, now for Lewis. Lewis dribble, little floater from 15 feet, can't get it to go, rebound Indians. Brought down by Diak, finds Bannister to the left side, will bring it across half court. Less than 4 minutes to go here in the ballgame. 53-52 Indians. Keeps it himself. Finds the left side, gets it to go.
The official's waving it off, saying it's on the ground. Wow.
What a nice move it was by Bannister.
I'm not sure when he fouled him if it wasn't while he was shooting.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take for Joe. But man, he has been on tonight underneath the basket. Nonetheless, Bannister will go to the line for 2, and he sinks the first. Takes the lead back out to 2 for the Indians.
It's a tough call, but you got to put it aside and make these 2 free throws.
Who was that foul on, Tom? I was watching
number 1.
Okay, Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis.
Second of the night for Lewis. Second free throw for Bannister goes in.
Makes it a 3-point game. First time they've been up by 3 this quarter.
13 of the night for Joe. 55-52 Indians.
They're still in the 2-3. Look for Damian Jefferson to flash to the high post again. See if Lake Central's figured out how to take that away.
Lewis left wing for Edwards. Double screen underneath for Damian Jefferson. Pretty movement for the recruits. Jefferson slams it home with a two-handed jam. 55-54 now, Indians with it. Lead cut to 1. Bannister with the ball working on Edwards. Now for Diak in the backcourt for Lake Central. Now to Gage Ray. Diak trips over Jamar Adams in the rotation. Now it's Skylar Smith with it. Smith has been quiet in the second half compared to the first. And he was looking underneath for Diak. And it looked like it went off his foot and just rolled out of bounds. So a turnover for the Indians. Going to give it back to the Cardinals with a 1-point lead.
On that possession there, East Chicago was face guarding Skylar Smith everywhere, playing no help on him. They didn't care who was in the area. They weren't going to let Skylar Smith get a look at all.
Both teams in the double bonus. 3:05 to go here in the ballgame. 55-54, Lake Central with it. Indians with all of their fouls minus a 30-second. East Chicago has yet to use one here in the second half. For the Cardinals now, it's Jamar Adams at the top of the key, finds Jefferson. Jefferson drives right side. Fadeaway jumper off the glass is pretty. Sinks it. 56-55. Cardinals regain the lead, and it'll be a timeout for the Indians. Timeout for the Cardinals, actually. They'll take a full timeout, and we'll take one as well. On the timeout, 2:47 left to go here in the ballgame. 56-55 Cardinals. We'll be back after this on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois. For over 65 years, the Town Club at Highland has been serving generations of region diners. The Town Club specializes in steaks, prime rib, and perch, all served in a warm and cozy environment, and is open for lunch and dinner. The Town Club is a restaurant that hungry diners will want to return to again and again. The Town Club, 2904 45th Street in Highland. High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
You got prep basketball here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Coming to you live tonight on 90.5 FM WRTW, The Key, and around the world on the internet at regionsports.com. Visit ChevyDriveChicago.com. 56-55, East Chicago Central with the lead over here at Lake Central High School. Brandon Alexander and Tom Branken bringing you a good one tonight here on a Tuesday in the region, right here on the Region Sports Network. 2:47 left to go here in regulation. It's going to be Indian basketball on the inbounds as Diak, as the Cardinals apply the press. Skylar Smith rotates towards the baseline, and Diak finds him. Smith will bring it up to the right side himself. Now to Diak, top of the key. Good job by Skylar Smith finding space. Cardinals tenacious all of a sudden on defense, and a whistle on the floor following the play. That's going to go against Edwards.
You know, what a game. By my calculation, we've had 13 lead changes in the second half alone.
It's just been back and forth. Two hungry teams just looking for a W tonight. Joe Bannister with a line for two in the double bonus. Sinks the first.
And a tie game again.
56 all. 2:37 to go here in regulation.
Curious to see what defense Lake Central plays here. Do they go back to the 2-3 or does he go back to man-to-man? He's got all his starters on the court. Usually he's been playing man-to-man with his starters.
Second for Bannister. Finds the kiss off the front of the rim. 57-56 Indians.
Yeah, Lake Central's playing man-to-man.
15 of the night for Joe Bannister. With enough for Hiron Edwards. Dribbles around the screen set by Cousinard. Cousinard with it. Now feeds Lewis on the baseline. Underneath for Damian Jefferson, who stops and pops underneath the rim, gets it to go.
He is just a pure scorer.
So this second half has been controlled by Damian Jefferson. As I counted up, looks like he's got 16 in the second half as a full timeout for Lake Central, and we'll keep it right here. 58-57. Cardinals with the lead. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the Randall K. Miss Accounting Group in Schererville. When it comes to business, let Randall K. Miss Accounting put the numbers to work. Their phone number is 219-864-8541, and they are online at rkmissgroup.com. Make sure you stay tuned after the game tonight. Tom and I will be giving away some awards, and there's certainly a lot of candidates for each of them. First will be the Berry Brothers Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by our friends at Berry Brothers. And then we will recognize the Lantern Man Superhero of the Game, and that's brought to you by our friends at Kroll Companies, and they are your insurance superheroes. So 2:11 left to go in this one, Tom. Lake Central comes into this game as the underdog. They're on their home court, playing the number one team in the area. I mean, what do they got? I mean, they just got to keep playing their game, right? What's the message?
I think they're going to take care of the ball. Yep. Take care of the ball, limit Jefferson and Hiron Edwards on the offensive glass, because they've picked up 6 or 8 points in this second half just by crashing the glass by those two. And they're legitimate offensive rebounders, so it's easier said than done. But they've done a decent job on them this last 2 minutes. These are the kind of games that a turnover or an offensive rebound changes the game to make it 2 possessions instead of 1 like we've had for the last 8 minutes.
So back into the court quickly after the timeout is the Cardinals. It's an inbounds for the Indians. Gage Ray gets it in for Ian Martin. Martin dribbles top of the key, working on Lewis. Reverse bounce pass to Bannister, who feeds outside for Skylar Smith. Baseline jumper is good. Nice movement there by the Indians. Regains the lead at 59-58.
It's important to score when you're coming out of timeouts like that.
Jefferson with it on the left wing, working on Ray. Now feeds to Lewis, baseline. Mismatch with Frank Diak on him. Edwards back to Lewis, trying to rainbow it underneath for Damian Jefferson, and Jefferson looks like draw the over-the-back foul on Martin, and it will be.
Yeah, Lake Central, that possession had Gage Ray giving up quite a few inches. He was fronting Damian Jefferson, because each time he's guarded him, they've gone into the post for Jefferson, and then they thought they'd bring the size behind it. That time he was a little overzealous and got the foul.
So third foul of the night for Ian. And for the line for 2 is Jefferson, who sinks the first. And I am quickly running out of space for Damian Jefferson here in the second half of my score sheet. Second free throw, nothing but net. So 60-59, Cardinals regain the lead. I believe that is the 10th lead change here in the second half. Bannister with it for the Indians. To the perimeter for Diak. Diak setting the screen for Smith. Hands it off to Ray. Ray working on Adams, trying to find Bannister, and Hiram Edwards was reaching in.
See who they called it on.
Ray, yeah, it'll be interesting. It looks like it's going to be on Adams, and it is. And that'll be 4 on Jamar Adams. And Jamar, the only player in the game right now with 4. Charlie Cleveland has 3. He hasn't seen a lot of minutes here in the second. And for the Indians, the only one to worry about is Ian Martin with 3. At the line for 2 is Gage Ray. First one for Ray is good. The hot free throw shooting for the Indians continues to carry them this evening. 60 all. 82 seconds left to go here in regulation. Students in their Hawaiian shirts and the fingertips in the air get the second free throw to go. We'll credit that one to the students.
Gage Ray looked really good on those 2 free throws. Nothing but net.
Yep, 4 points on the night for Ray as he has a seat. And Austin Atkins checks back in for the Indians. 61-60 Lake Central. Up the floor now with it for the Cardinals is Edwards. Edwards working on Bannister, been that way all night. Right side for Adams. Inside feed for Jefferson, lost it. And they call a foul on Damian.
It's a frustration foul on Damian Jefferson.
Now that's not a good time for that, because that will be, that's just his 3rd, okay.
Now Lake Central switched the defense there. Austin Atkins, who's been guarding Damian Jefferson all night, was off of him, and he was protecting the rim. They used Frank Diak to front him with a little more size and length, and it frustrated Damian Jefferson.
And the way this half has gone, there is no room for frustration fouls on either side of the floor, as both teams are in the double bonus. And it worked out okay for Damian as Diak goes to the line and misses his first, just a second miss on the evening for Lake Central from the stripe. 61-60 Indians with the lead. Second free throw for Diak is good. Make it 62-60.
Timeout by East Chicago.
Great. So a timeout for the Cardinals, and we'll keep it right here. If you love Region Sports, check out our website, regionsports.com. It's Northwest Indiana's premier local sports website. You can surf the site, check out video highlights, photo galleries, listen to games on demand. Just go to the message board and let us know what you think. There's a lot more coming up in the very near future. That's regionsports.com. And you are on the air with the only game in town, the Region Sports Network, on the key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, and on the internet at regionsports.com. 65 seconds to go here in regulation. And it's the home team, Lake Central, with a 62-60 advantage over Chicago Central.
It's an interesting game for Lake Central. They've got Michigan City coming up on Thursday at Michigan. Is it at Michigan City, I believe? And Michigan City's been playing really well lately. They're still in the hunt for a conference title, for the Duneland title. Valpo's got no losses, and then there's quite a few teams with 2. So they travel to Michigan City, and if you ask the coaches for Lake Central, I think they'd tell you Thursday's game is more important. You know, they believe in playing for conference titles first.
Sure.
So I haven't seen anything tonight that isn't something that Lake Central normally runs. They've played straight up man-to-man defense with some 2-3 mixed in, little 2-2-1 at 3/4. So I wouldn't say that they went out of their way to try to stop Jefferson and Hiram Edwards with some gimmicky defense, which I'm sure these guys have seen all season.
Well, if you believe in game-to-game momentum, it certainly wouldn't hurt Lake Central to walk away with a victory here tonight against this squad from East Chicago Central.
Yeah, Lake Central's been playing really well lately, so it would be important to keep that momentum going.
So less than a minute to go in this one. 3-ball, top of the key. Hiram Edwards sinks it. Nothing but net for Edwards. Gives the Cardinals the lead, 63-62, 42 seconds to go. With it for the Indians, other side is Bannister underneath, can't get it to go. And a tough rebound brought down by Jefferson, who knocks down an Indian player, is going to keep it himself all the way up the floor. Lays it up right side, and it'll be a blocking foul against Lake Central on the layup. So the Cardinals with a 1-point lead will send Damian Jefferson to the line for 2. Foul will go against Atkins, that's his second.
Lake Central coaches really wanted a call on contact there by Bannister in the paint. They've been calling that pretty tight all night. Could have easily blown a whistle there. Then Damian Jefferson, they wanted to clear out on the rebound.
Right.
Austin Atkins was pressuring him, and they felt like he threw an elbow to clear him out and create space.
Yeah, big sequence there for the Cardinals. Edwards sinks the 3, gives his team the lead. A quick turnover in transition for the Indians, gives the ball back to the Cardinals. with Damian Jefferson to the line, sinks the first of two, and a timeout before the second. 64-62 Cardinals with 27.8 to go here in this one. For up to the second scores, news, giveaways, and a whole lot more, make sure and like the Region Sports Network on Facebook at facebook.com/Region Sports. And you can get on YouTube and take a look at all the games that Region Sports has done in the past, not only recently, but from decades ago. That's youtube.com/Region Sports as well. Stay tuned there for the game. Tom and I will be giving away the Berry Brothers Blue Collar Player of the Game and the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game immediately following the broadcast. It's another timeout by the Indians. They're going to have two remaining here with 27.8 to go, as Abe Brown will have three. Both teams are in the double bonus. To reset, if you're just joining us, it's been a back-and-forth basketball game the whole night. Just an excellent competitive game. 64-62 Cardinals with the lead now on the road here at Lake Central.
Yeah, and I think here, if you're Lake Central and Damian Jefferson makes the free throw, it's a three-point game with 27.8. I don't think you're forced into taking a three unless you can get Skylar Smith a good look. So it's probably a two-way go. Run him off some screens, guys slipping to the rim, or Bannister going to the basket. You'd still get a two, and then you just don't want the ball in the hands of Edwards or Jefferson probably, and force somebody else to make some free throws.
And we talk about a tale of two halves for Skylar Smith. 6 for 6, or 5 for 5 from three he was in the first half with 16 points. Just a bucket here in the second for Skylar. Second free throw for Jefferson is good off the back of the rim. And the Cardinals will call another timeout on the inbounds. And that'll be a full timeout. And we will take one as well. We'll come back. 27.8 to go here in this one. 65-62 Cardinals right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Hey, it's Tara for Christensen Chevy. Christensen Chevrolet is a local family-owned and operated Chevrolet dealership celebrating over 60 years in the community, serving all of Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. If you stop in, you can see why families and businesses have put their trust in us for generations. At Christensen, we have an enormous inventory of new Chevys with all of your favorite models in stock, ready for immediate delivery, because that's the Christensen way. We're Christensen Chevrolet, proud sponsor of our great local high school athletic programs on Indy Boulevard in Highland, or visit ChristensenChevy.com.
High school basketball on the Key 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
You've got prep basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers on 90.5 The Key, WRTW, and RegionSports.com. And you're tuning into a good one right now. 27.8 to go here from St. John over at Lake Central High School. 65-62. East Chicago Central with the lead over Lake Central. It'll be Indian basketball under the East Chicago basket. Gets it into Bannister. Bannister's going to bring it up right side for Lake Central. Heavily contested by Edwards as Bannister. And Lake Central will call the timeout as East Chicago Central has picked up their defensive game here in the last few minutes. And the Indians are having a tough time with them. So a full timeout for Lake Central. 65-62, 20.1 to go. And don't have an official number on how many lead changes there's been here, Coach, but we're working on 11 or 12 here in the second half at least, right?
Yeah, we had 13 a couple timeouts ago, probably about 15 lead changes just in the second half alone. And I think the stats showed that there were just one lead change in the first half.
Let's take a look at what Damian Jefferson, the show he's been putting on here in the last 16 minutes.
You know, he's scored every which way, too. He scored around the rim. He's hit the mid-range jump shots. He's used his length to create fouls. He's been to the free throw line. He's got 25 in the second half alone after sitting for the second quarter. This is the first time I've seen him live this season, and he's impressive.
So the cheerleaders getting into it now, having a tumble off here at second court. Fans trying to out-cheer each other for their girls. That's always fun. I'm not going to name a victor in that one. I think they both did a good job. 20.1 to go. Lake Central with the basketball. Gage Ray rotates to the right side. Bannister with the inbounds finds Skylar Smith near the scorer's table. Smith contested by Jefferson and Cousinard, looking for an outlet. And Lake Central's going to have to call another timeout on this possession. So 6 seconds, almost 6 seconds, tick off the clock. It'll be a quick 30-second timeout for the Indians.
Yeah, it almost
What
looked
happened
like
there?
East Chicago was ready for that.
Yeah.
Skylar Smith got the inbounds, and when he went off a high screen going from right to left, Damian Jefferson jumped it, and they doubled him really hard. Skylar started mishandling the ball, and Coach Blaza called a timeout to preserve the ball.
So valuable time ticks off the clock for the Indians as they find themselves down by 3. But they got a couple shooters on the floor that can certainly sink it from deep. Talk about Skylar Smith, Atkins, and Bannister, all with range from the perimeter. If Lake Central is going to be looking for the last shot here.
Yeah, and I
you
think
have to
Gage
think
Ray
with
is in
15,
too.
Yeah,
So,
and you have to think with 14.9 seconds that's what they'll be looking for, and trying to tie this game and send it to OT at home.
Yeah, if they don't get a quick 2, I think they're looking at a 3-pointer here. With the 2 guards on the bottom, they're going to 2 curls to the top.
Dieck with the inbounds gets it to Bannister. Bannister double team, lost it.
Foul call.
And a foul called on the play, and it will go against Jefferson. So that's 4 on Jefferson now. And Joe Bannister, after 2.2 seconds click off the clock, will go to the line for 2 with a 3-point deficit. 65-62. First one for Bannister, clanks in. 16 in the night for Bannister. And
this is a big free throw
somehow
here.
Skylar Smith is going to have a seat.
If they can cut this deficit to 1 with 11.9, you could foul, and then even if East Chicago were to make 2 free throws, it's still a 1-possession game.
Yes.
So this is the big free throw here.
So second of 2 for Joe Bannister. Bannister takes a dribble and a look, pops, and good. Nothing but net for Joe. Inbounds quickly, Jamar Adams up the floor. 9 seconds to go for East Chicago Central. Lewis, Jermaine slams it home. Damian Jefferson underneath the basket. And on the rebounds for Lake Central, they can't get a timeout. They can't find anything. Jefferson slams it home and ends the game for East Chicago Central. Not the way we saw that playing out, Tom, but that's the way it will end with the buzzer. What a sequence there.
Yeah, East Chicago, or Lake Central had a few opportunities to foul there, and they just didn't. I don't know what, a couple guys were doubling the ball 2 different times, had chances to foul and put East Chicago to the free throw line, extend the game, and they just didn't foul. I don't understand it.
So Damian Jefferson's left wide open under the basket, gets the slam and clinches one for his Cardinals, who squeak away at Lake Central tonight with a 3-point victory, 67-64, your final. We'll take a timeout. Tom and I will give away our awards and recap this one right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois. Misprint can help your team's identification with team banners, trading cards, personalized team posters, stickers, decals, and fundraising ideas too. Misprint has 2 locations, 8244 Calumet Avenue in Munster and in Hammond at 6931 Calumet Avenue. Both locations open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and in Munster, Saturdays till noon. Online, it's misprintusa.com. Misprint in Munster and Hammond for custom print, designs, and signs.
Concussions occur when trauma to the head or spine temporarily interferes with brain function. Seeking medical care as soon as possible is important in making a full recovery and reduces the risk of developing long-term problems. The concussion clinics at Community Hospital in Munster and St. Mary Medical Center in Hobart have a team of medical professionals experienced in evaluating and treating concussions. If you have a head or neck injury, don't wait. Head to the experts. For a head injury on the field, the court, or the ice, the phone number of the concussion clinics is 219-836-4461.
Jack's Warehouse, Northwest Indiana's newest indoor family fun center, is proud to sponsor sports on the Region Sports Network. Jack's Warehouse has fun activities for all ages, including go-karts, bumper cars, SkyTrail, laser tag, and an arcade. Jack's even has glow-in-the-dark mini golf. Located next to Omni on Route 41 in Schererville, Jack's has 6 party rooms available for events and parties. For more information, the website is jakswarehouse.com, and the phone number is 322-JAKS.
Sports in the region are about tradition, and since 1946, Berry Brothers in Hammond has built a tradition of quality and service. With a professionally trained sales staff, Berry Brothers offers a selection of quality American-made work boots, safety shoes, and apparel. Located on Indianapolis Boulevard, a half-mile north of Interstate 94, Berry Brothers is devoted to providing exceptional service to ensure the satisfaction of every customer. Berry Brothers is open 7 days a week, and gift certificates are available. The website is berrybros.com.
Triple Crown All-Stars Baseball and Softball Academy in Cherville is a year-round instructional facility featuring a fully AstroTurf building for team practice, batting cages, infield, and pitching mounds. The staff at Triple Crown features years of professional instruction in hitting, pitching, and fielding for both baseball and softball. Triple Crown All-Star Baseball and Softball Academy is located at 2208 US 41 in Cherville, and the number to call to make a reservation is 219-864-0711. The website is triplecrownallstars.com.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
Welcome back to another Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers presentation of high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key, WRTW. And around the world on the internet at regionsports.com. Final for you tonight from Lake Central. It was a good one, 67-64. East Chicago Central going to walk out of here with a W. It was a hard-fought game. Brandon Alexander, Tom Branken with you over here from St. John. What a ball game tonight, Tom.
Yeah, the intensity level in that second half was where you think it should be for
awesome.
Two teams of this quality.
It was absolutely awesome. We're going to recap some scoring for both teams and give away some awards.
Yeah, for East Chicago, if you run down the scoring, Damian Jefferson had 29, 27 of those in the second half. Hiram Edwards with 17 points, Keyshawn Lewis with 10, Jermaine Cousinard with 7, and Jamar Adams rounds it out with 4 for a total of 67. For the Lake Central Indians, Joe Bannister and Skylar Smith both had 21. Frank Diak had 11. Ian Martin had 4. Gage Ray had 4. Ryan Beretta had 1. Austin Atkins had 2 for a total of 64.
All right. Well, with that, you got to say a couple things. The tale of two halves. Skylar Smith just dominant in the first half, and then Damian Jefferson, the superstar, comes out in the second half, just takes over this ball game.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Points were in the second half. He was unbelievable.
You say take it over, that's exactly what he did in the second half.
Really
they had no answer for him. They had a couple stops when they fronted him and then played behind him, and were able to get a couple turnovers. Lake Central changed their defense a little bit, but once he had it, he wasn't to be denied.
Yeah, and that fadeaway jumper for him is just. It's hard to use the word undefendable, but I mean, there's not a lot that a lot of players can do at this level with that spin move and fadeaway that he has from the corner. He was just outstanding, and he led his team to a victory. And the Chicago Central will walk away from Lake Central tonight and board the bus with their 13th win of the season and a 3-point victory here at LC tonight. It is time to name the blue-collar player of the game. That's underwritten by Berry Brothers. They provide quality work and safety footwear and apparel. They've been doing so since 1946. They're located a half-mile north of 8094 on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond. Our Berry Brothers blue-collar player of the game tonight.
Berry Brothers blue-collar player of the game for Lake Central, number 12, Joe Bannister. He had 21 points, 5 assists, 6 of 12 from the field, but he was 9 for 9 from the line, and some of those were in the fourth quarter when it really kept it to a one-score game.
And he personified the title of the award as far as blue-collar. Watching him, he was on his toes all night long. You could feel how bad he wanted this game. He hustled for every loose ball. He was following his shots. Just played an outstanding game. Just a great effort tonight by Joe Bannister trying to lead his team to a victory against a very tough opponent. Some would say the toughest opponent on the Lake Central schedule this year, and they really fought hard here at home tonight. So Joe Bannister, our Berry Brothers blue-collar player of the game. Once again, that's Berry Brothers, a blue-collar store for the blue-collar worker. And it is now time to name our Crowell Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game. That's brought to you by Crowell Companies. They are your insurance superheroes, and certainly proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. So our Lantern Man superhero of the game tonight, Mr. Branken.
This is the easiest call tonight. We've talked about it. Damian Jefferson, 29 points.
Now, it's not just the player of the second half. we'll give it to him for the whole game.
Right,
Yeah.
right. He did enough for the whole game,
He
even
did.
though he sat out
Yes,
the
he
second
did.
quarter due to 2 quick fouls.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I mean, with his length, what is he, 6'5"? What
Yeah.
did they list him at? 6'5", 6'6"? They list him at 6'4". He looks longer than that.
He certainly does.
You know, he shoots at the top of fadeaways. He just rises. It's a great looking, silky smooth jump shot. And then he went to the line, and he looked at the line going 7 for 9, too, down the stretch. He hit some clutch free throws, too.
And using the word clutch, his rebounding on both sides of the floor tonight was terrific as well, creating some scrums for the basketball, forcing a couple of jump balls in the first quarter when he was in the game. And we talked about how Bannister for Lake Central showed the fight and really wanted it for his team. Well, that was matched by Damian Jefferson, and it was Jefferson and the Cardinals who come away with the victory tonight, 67-64. But nonetheless, Damian Jefferson is our Crowell Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game. It's Crowell Companies with offices open from 9 to 9 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. They are your insurance superheroes. Region Sports Network coverage of high school basketball right here on 90.5 FM WRTW and on the internet at regionsports.com is underwritten by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers, the MVP of MPGs. The Crowell Companies, your insurance superheroes. Berry Brothers, a tradition of quality and service since 1946. McShane's, business products and solutions since 1921. The Lake County agents of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Christensen Chevrolet in Highland, driving the American dream. Misprint in Munster and Hammond for custom print design and signs. Blue 82 in St. John with food, friends, and fun. Morris Baseball and Softball Center providing elite instruction. Randall K. Miss Accounting Group putting the numbers to work. The Concussion Clinics at Community Hospital in Munster and St. Mary Medical Center in Hobart. Jack's Warehouse, great entertainment for the whole family. Crown Point Junior Bulldogs Youth Football, the Northwest Indiana's largest youth football league. Triple Crown Baseball and Softball Academy, where the All-Stars train, and by the Town Club Restaurant, Steak and Seafood, for 65 years. The executive producer of sports here on regionsports.com is Chris Ramirez. The chief engineer is Mike Bonaventura, and our coordinating producer is Nathan Laird. Nathan was also on site tonight as our game producer. We thank you for joining us. Scott Stessel brought you the streaming video tonight here from Lake Central High School, and would like to give a special thanks to Jody McManus over the 90.5 studios, the station manager there. Another special thanks to Tony Bartolomeo, the athletic director here at Lake Central High School, and a very special thank you, most importantly, to all of our listeners on 90.5 The Key and tonight at regionsports.com. Brandon Alexander for Tom Brankin, we thank you for listening and joining us tonight. You heard a heck of a ball game here, and it was East Chicago Central walking away with a 67-64 victory. And you heard it here first right here on the Region Sports Network. We wish everyone a very happy end of their week. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday night. Drive safely if you're on your way home, and we'll see you next time right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.